Hello, everyone. Welcome to Line Breakers, show number 19. My name is Game Day Greg alongside Benny Buckets. We are here to bring you the NFL Week 13 show. We are extremely excited to do this. We have some great matchups this week. And we're also going to look to see if we can close the gap on one another. Benny Bucket's falling a little bit behind, but a lot of time to close the gap here. We have many more weeks and playoffs as well. So yeah, we'll have plenty of time. But Benny Buckets, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Game Day. Doing well. We've got some new announcements, some new content here for the folks. We do have a Twitter account now. Twitter account at LineBreakers2, the number 2 at LineBreakers2 is the Twitter handle for us. We will post our daily picks, which we do regularly for other sports, the NBA, college basketball, hockey, all that kind of stuff. Daily picks, three a day during the week, 5 a day on the weekends. Although Saturdays, now that college football is ending, we will revert back to 3 a day on Saturdays. We'll still do 5.
Oh, we will. Breaking news.
Breaking news. We did not discuss in the pre-production meeting, but hey, I mean, we're on the off the cuff here. As if you have followed us, you know that I don't follow much of the pre-production meeting or spring things up on that we don't discuss.
Folks, just watch the last show. Watch the college football show, and you'll see how much we don't follow the pre-production meeting.
Yes, exactly. We had play-by-play going there for the NHL in the college football, just a little for your entertainment and viewing pleasure. So. But yes, we'll have to, because there'll be no more college football. So we can't do 5 games. We'll have to go back to 3 because of the lack of the college football. But we'll still do the 5 games on Sundays as long as the NFL's going here in the regular season. Then we'll reassess. We'll reassess with the playoffs what we'll do with our picks. So anyways, that's it for the introductions here. So we do have the Twitter account. We'll post all our picks there from these shows as well as our daily picks, and we'll also drop a link on the Twitter account for all our videos on YouTube as well. So just starting off here, do want to do the disclaimer here, of course. Please gamble responsibly. If you do have a problem with gambling, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Go to a local Gamblers Anonymous meeting. They can be very helpful. As always, past performance is not indicative of future results. And it's always helpful as well. We didn't say this last time in the college football show, but it's always good to shop around and look at more than one sports book, as the lines can vary from book to book. So make sure you shop the lines. If you don't like the line at one book, it could be different at a different one. So different at a different sports book or a different shop, if you will. So starting off here, we're going to go over the records from last week. We'll start off with Game Day Greg, another stellar week. Second week in a row hitting at 67%. He's hot as a pistol here, folks. Hot as a pistol. Might be worth a little sprinkle on his picks here. So 10-5, another 10-5 week. Overall 71, 58, and 1. And now if I can get my calculator up here, we'll give you for the year. This is a blazing here. Blazing 71 out of 129. That computes to 55%, hitting 55% on his NFL picks here, folks. That is fantastic. Not as good on the best bets, but that's okay. 1-2 on the best bets, 15-15 overall, 50% on the best bets. And then, of course, where he did it again, he won. He won last week, of course, from the most important pick of the week. He went 1-0 with the Green Bay Packers, winning outright at Lambeau Field by 8 points over the LA Rams. So 3-1 overall in his upset special. So that's pretty impressive too. He's not just giving you a cover there on the upset special. He's giving you an outright winner of an underdog. So that's impressive with the upset special. For me, not as good. Not as good. We went 6-9, which is a 33. 6. Let me see.
6-15.
6-15. Not good with the math here. 40%. 40%.
40. Yeah.
Not so good. 62, 67, and 1 for me on the year, and that is 62 divided by 129. 48%. So not awful, but not fantastic. 2-1 though on my best bets, so 67% on my best bets. 15-15 for the year, 50%. And on my upset special, we're not yelling it because we didn't win it, folks. We had Jacksonville, who was +2, slight underdog there, but they did not. They lost outright 21-14 to the Atlanta Falcons. So we're going to start off this week with the Thursday night game. It is a COVID impacted game. The Cowboys will be without 5 coaches, including head coach Mike McCarthy. That might be an advantage to them, actually, folks. Mike McCarthy, not a very good game with the game management, not very good, folks. So I don't know if Kellen Moore. I don't know if they announced who the coach will be taking over the duties.
I haven't heard.
Kellen Moore or someone else. Maybe. Oh, Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn. I'm sorry. Yes, Dan Quinn will take over his previous head coach with the Atlanta Falcons, and hopefully this game goes better for him than his stint with the Atlanta Falcons, specifically the Super Bowl where he coached and blew a 28-3 lead. But we won't talk about that. That was a few years ago. We will digress from that point. Dallas Cowboys -4.5, -110 at the New Orleans Saints +4.5, -110. Dallas -220 on the money line. New Orleans +180 on the money line. Total in this game 47.5. Now, some news that has come out, folks, that you should be aware of. There's been a change of the starting quarterback for New Orleans. They're going to give it to Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill will be the starting quarterback in this game. For his sake, he probably wants to be every game, so he gets $95 million in his contract instead of $40 million, because there is a clause in there which will pay him differently if he's a starting quarterback for New Orleans. So we'll see how this goes for them, but that's how we'll open up. Greg, if you want to take it away on this one, you were at the last New Orleans Saints game, so tell us what your pick is on this New Orleans.
Yes. Thank you, Benny Buckets, for the kind words about the record. I was at.
Oh, sorry. One other thing, I just on the crawl screen here. I apologize.
Sure.
With pardon the interruption. My name is Benny Buckets. The Amari Cooper will play this week. He is expected to play coming off the COVID list. He missed the last 2 weeks. Sorry. You may.
Perfect. No, I was at the game last week, the Bills versus Saints Thanksgiving game. That was a fantastic game to be at if you're a Bills fan. They routed the Saints. It wasn't close from the beginning, and it was just awesome watching the Saints fans leave. Start of the third quarter, keep trickling down, and it was all Bills fans pretty much from the fourth quarter onwards. So it was definitely a good sight to see. But with regards to this game, I am going to take Dallas -4.5. Benny Buckets alluded to some of the points I was going to make. Taysom Hill is the starter. They were chanting for Taysom Hill all the way at the end of the first quarter, start of the second quarter last week. So the fans want him, and they got him. So I don't think that's going to work out very well. I think Micah Parsons is going to act as a spy on Taysom Hill, and Micah Parsons could end up being the Defensive Player of the Year as a rookie. There's a small chance of that, which would be quite the feat. I don't remember the last time that's happened, or if that's ever happened. But yeah, I like Dallas in a bounce back here, guys. I understand that they've struggled against the Raiders and the Chiefs, but I think they're due for a bounce back here. And I think the Saints are very vulnerable in this situation. Another Thursday night game at home. All eyes are going to be on them. They're going to have the pressure on them. Who knows if Kamara's playing? He's questionable. Ingram looks like he has a better chance of playing than Kamara. But even if Ingram plays and Kamara doesn't, it doesn't matter. I like the Cowboys -4.5 here, and I would bet it up, but I'm just going to stick with the 4.5.
All right, there he goes. Dallas -4.5. I am going to go a little differently here. Not going to take the Saints, but I'm going to take the total here. I like under the 47.5. Dallas defense got gashed last week by the Raiders. A pretty inconsistent up and down Raiders, volatile Raiders offense, which was on last week. I don't think the Saints are going to score a lot of points, and the Saints do have a very good defense, despite giving up 36 to the Bills previously in the previous week. I expect them to neutralize the Cowboys' running game, as they do have one of the better run defenses in the league. And I just don't see a ton of points. I think this total's juiced up a little bit because the Cowboys are playing. There will be no weather factor, and even if there was, it's in the South, so you're not going to have a snow scenario, but it's indoors anyway, so there's a dome factor, no weather factor. This probably, increases the total a little bit from that standpoint. So I like the under in this game. Give me the under 47.5 for the Cowboys and the Saints. Next game, I get to go first here because it's the hometown team. The hometown team will not be in the hometown to witness this game. The game's not in the hometown anyway, but the Arizona Cardinals -8, -110 at the Chicago Bears +8, -110. Oh, by the way, you didn't know, I need to show you with the white screen what app reasons. We're going back to the Caesars, folks. The Caesars Sportsbook. Caesars, because we are all Caesars. Caesars Sportsbook app for this. Arizona's minus 360 on the money line. Chicago, plus 285 at home on the money line. Total points 45.5, minus 110 to both the over and the under in this game. I'm going to start off here. I was tempted to take this, but I just don't like laying more than. I know the Cardinals are undefeated on the road. I believe they're 6-0 if I'm not mistaken on the road. But I'm just not sold on taking that many points. Kyler Murray still, I think he is going to play in this game, folks, but still not 100% from what I understand. He is supposed to play. They should get DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Nuke. Yes, Nuke. DeAndre Hopkins back as well. I just blanked on the first name for a second. It took me a second. Almost said Dwayne Hopkins, but I knew that was wrong. I didn't think of Bernard Hopkins, though, the former boxer. He will not be involved. He's been retired now for about 5 years. So anyway, he retired, I believe, at 51 years of age. So he was the modern day George Foreman of boxing, folks. For a little boxing reference there for you.
Boxing references.
You fans of the pugilistic sport, the sweet science, as it's called. But anyway, I digress. I like the total here as well. I'm going to go with another under here, folks. I just don't like laying that many points. Don't trust the Bears. Andy Dalton probably will be starting this week for the Bears. Another reason I like this total. And we may have a weather factor here. A December game in Chicago, the Windy City, probably going to be some weather scenarios that may prop up, although I don't think anything's projected as of right now from a snow perspective. But give me the under. Give me the under 45.5. Two pretty good defenses. Chicago probably run the ball a lot. Arizona, I think, will probably run it as well, given this is Murray's first game back if he does in fact play. I just don't see a ton of points here. So give me the under in this game, under the 45.5.
Yeah, we agree here. I like the under 45.5 here as well. I was tempted to take the Bears +8 here. You guys know how big I am, a fan of the Cardinals, a fan of Benny's hometown team there. I'm a huge fan of them. I took them as a long shot Super Bowl favorite. Listen to me here. Long shot Super Bowl favorite. We're in
40 to 1. 40 to 1 at the beginning of the year, folks.
40 to 1 beginning of the year. That was a long shot play. So that I don't know how good that's looking with Kyler Murray being a little banged up. But yeah, I like the under here for all the same reasons Ben said. I think these two teams are going to run the ball a lot, and who knows what the weather situation is going to be on Sunday in Chicago and how well Kyler Murray will be able to handle that. So yeah, give me the under 45.5.
Okay, under 45.5 it is. Next up here, the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota Vikings are in to take on the Detroit Lions. Minnesota is a 7-point favorite, -110. Detroit +7, -110. Money line, Minnesota -320. Detroit +250. Total points in this game, 46.5, both -110 to the over and the under. Injury news here: Dalvin Cook not playing in this game, not likely to play. I think he's got had a dislocated shoulder in the previous game against the Niners, which he had to leave early, and DeAndre Swift as well, the lead back for Detroit, also not playing. He, I believe, had a shoulder sprain or strain of some sort. He will be out and probably be out for a few weeks. So no DeAndre Swift and no Dalvin Cook here. No, the top two running backs or the top running backs for each team, top two running backs in the game. Go ahead, Game Day, with that injury news.
Yeah,
taken care of.
With that news, doesn't really change my pick here. I'm going to go Vikings -7 against the Lions here. The Lions have not won a game. It's very unfortunate. I mean, they stay close here. I mean, you look at their past 3 games. They lost to Chicago by 2, Cleveland by 3, and they tied the Steelers. So, I mean, they're in these games, but I just don't think they'll be able to slow down this Vikings team. Even with Dalvin Cook out, Alexander Mattison is a fantastic backup running back who would start on more than half the teams in the league, if we're being quite honest. And maybe even 2/3. He is that good of a running back, folks. And I think this high-powered offensive attack, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, good luck stopping them Lions. I mean, if I had another pick, I'd pick the under, but I just think the Vikings might actually score in the 40s themselves. So yeah, give me the Vikings -7.
Yeah, I agree for all the reasons stated there by Game Day Greg. I like the Vikings -7 as well. I'm a little surprised it's this low. Typically, Minnesota dominates Detroit and usually covers the spreads. When this game was played in Minnesota, I believe they were a 10 or 10.5 point favorite. I guess they're saying that these teams are in the same spot they were 6 weeks ago when they played. I don't believe they are. At the time, I think the Lions are 0-3 and now they're 0-10 or whatever, or 0-10-1. Yeah, I just like the Vikings a lot here. So give me the Vikings -7 as well. Next up, another former hometown team. So I'll go first here as well. The Philadelphia Eagles playing at the New York Jets, Jets for you, your Gang Green fans out there. Philadelphia -6.5, -115. The Jets +6.5, -105. Money line in this game -290 for Philly, +235 for the Jets, JTS. Total points in this game 45.5, both to the over and the under -110. Jalen Hurts is a little banged up. He's got a sprained ankle. The Eagles are playing a second game in a row here at MetLife Stadium. For the Giants last week, lost as a 3.5 point favorite. They lost the game outright, and the Jets as a 2.5 point underdog in Houston won their game outright. I believe also 21-14, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to start off here. It's a lot of points. I just don't see the Eagles and the Jets coming off a win and the Eagles coming off an outright loss. I think the Eagles are going to beat up on the Jets here pretty good. Give me the Eagles -6.5. Philadelphia -6.5.
Yeah, man, we're agreeing here. And I don't like that. Yeah, I agree with Benny Buckets
family
here.
play. It's a family play here. Yeah.
Yes, this line doesn't make much sense to me. I get the Eagles had a letdown game against the Giants. Jalen Hurts did not look good at all, and the Jets won against I guess you can call it winning against the Houston Texans team. But yeah, I love the Eagles -6.5 here. I'm surprised it's not -7. That's a reminder to get, if you like a pick good enough, well enough. That
it was -7. It moved to -6.5. It opened up at 7 there game day. So
if you like
the
a
money's
pick
coming in
well
on the
enough,
Jets here, folks. So
take it and take it early because the line can move either way, and you just don't know which way the money's going to come in. So if you like it and you think it's going to be a good play, take it as early as you can. So yeah, give me the Eagles -6.5 here.
Okay, sounds good. Here we go. We got the LA Chargers at the Cincinnati Bengals. This game opened up as a Bengals 1.5 point favorite. It has since moved drastically. It's gone from 1.5 to a 3 point favorite for Cincinnati. The Chargers are +3 -105. Cincinnati -3 -115. Money line is Chargers +145. Bengals -170. At home, the Bengals are, and the total 50.5 -110 on either side.
I love this play here. These are two fun teams to watch. Bengals as my before the year. I was talking about a little AFC North
AFC
win.
North. Yes, AFC North plus 600 before the year. AFC North
plus 600 before the year. It's looking pretty good right now.
Well, Ravens are in the way there, sir. The Ravens may have something to say about it. But,
are they 7-4?
They're, I believe, 8-3. The Ravens.
Are they 8-3? Really?
Yes, they are in first place. First place in the AFC.
8-3. That's okay. They're right there in the hunt. But no,
they are.
I love the over in this game, over the 50.5, and for a couple of reasons. Two, I look at the quarterbacks when I'm looking at overs. I'm looking at the quarterbacks. Justin Herbert against Joe Burrow. Those are two fantastic young quarterbacks, arguably the two best quarterbacks in their respective classes. Actually, did they come out of the same class? Yeah, they came out of the same class. So what am I talking about?
They did come out of the same class, yes.
Yes. But yeah, no, I love the over here. The Bengals have scored 31 or more points in 4 out of their last 5 games. And if you're going based off of that, if the Bengals put up 30 or more, the Chargers defense is not what it's been led up to be, giving almost 27 points per game. If the Chargers can put up 15 to 20 or even a little bit over 20, that over hits with that logic. So I like the over the 50.5.
Yeah, I totally agree here with you, Gabe. They were agreeing again. The beat goes on to the family play here. We're going to over the 50.5. Couple reasons. Greg stated. The Chargers are probably one of the most inconsistent teams I've seen so far this year. They look great one week, and then last week against Denver, we had them at the window minus the 2.5 as a best bet as well, and they just didn't show up. Didn't show up on either side of the ball, especially on offense. They only put up 14 points, and one of those touchdowns was a garbage time touchdown that really meant nothing. The game was 28-7 at the time, and they scored with like 3 minutes left. So the game was over and not in doubt. So I don't really trust the Chargers. The Bengals did have a very impressive win last week. A absolute blowout winner against Pittsburgh as a 3.5-point favorite. They won by, I don't know, they're up 28-3 or 28.
They won by 31 or something like that.
120-10 in the second quarter. They won. Yeah, they won by a bunch. Made the Pittsburgh Steelers look pretty bad. So a team that has typically dominated the Bengals over the years, but not so last week. But I do like the I do like the over in this game, 50.5. So Bengals, Chargers over 50.5. Next game up here, another 1:00 game. Indianapolis Colts in to take on the Houston Texans. This game opened up as a 7.5-point favorite for the Colts. It's now moved quite a bit. It's up to a 9-point favorite, minus 110. Houston +9, minus 110. Money line in this game, Colts minus 420. Houston plus 320. Total points, 45.5, minus 110 to both the over and the under.
Yeah. Wow. The Colts, was I wrong about them? I'll admit it. I did not like backing Carson Wentz. I did not like backing the Colts, but they have proven me wrong. They're making me eat my words. Carson Wentz, it seems to be the real deal on this Colts team. I mean, they have the best running back in all football, Jonathan Taylor.
He's not the best running back. Derrick Henry is the best running back, but
best healthy running back in all football.
Thank you for qualifying.
The best running back currently playing in the National Football League. Yes.
With the qualifier, yes.
With the qualifier, yes. But all said and done, who knows? But yes, I'm going to go with something a little bit different here. I think the Colts are the easy play, -9 against the Texans. But I'm going to go with this over. I'm going to go over 45.5 here. I think the Colts will put up their numbers. I mean, look at their past 3 weeks, say 31, 41, 23, and then 45 and 31 the week before that. And the Tyrod Taylor-led Houston Texans team has been putting up more points than a Davis Mills-led Texas team.
Mills Mafia, yes.
Yes, Mills Mafia. I don't even want him associated with Mills Mafia, so let's clear our tongues of that. But yeah, give me the over 45.5 here. I just have a weird feeling about this game, and
okay.
I hope we're not on the same page here.
We're not. I am going to go with the easy pick. The proclaimed by Game Day Greg easy pick. I like the Colts here -9. Just the better team. The Jets can beat Houston by 7. The Colts certainly are 2 points better than the Jets. So give me the Indy team that hails from Indianapolis. The home state of Mike Pence. Give me the Indianapolis Colts -9, minus the 110.
Colts -9. Very good.
All right. Next game up here, Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Atlanta Falcons. The Buccaneers are -11 at Atlanta. Atlanta +11, -110. Tampa Bay -550 on the money line. Atlanta +400 on the money line. Tampa Bay is over under in this game is 50.5, -110, under 50.5, -110. Couple baseball notes. I know we have a lot of baseball fans out there. It's ESPN. The Baseball Tonight popped on here. Marcus Stroman to the Cubs, 3 years, $71 million for you folks who are interested in stuff like that. So just a shade under $24 million a year for Marcus Stroman. And then Chris Taylor re-signing with the Dodgers, 4 years, $60 million for Chris Taylor.
That's a steal. 4 years, $60 million for the super utility infielder, Chris Taylor.
And All-Star, first-time All-Star this year as well. So
and All-Star. Okay. All right, very nice. This game has me in a tizzy. I think that's the best way I can describe it. This is a Jeopardy type game for me. I don't know which way to go. This line seems a little too high. With a 5-6 Atlanta team, although They have been struggling as of late, and they barely just beat a Jacksonville team. It came down to the last drive, I believe, last week. And you never want to see that. This is tough. This is tough, Benny Buckets. Do you have a leaning one way or the other? Because I may defer. I may use my defer.
Oh, yes, you get one defer. We go one defer.
Last week, we get one defer per show. I think I'm going to use my defer here.
Yeah. This is tough. You're right.
This is
the total. Total's almost spot on, I think.
I think so too. That's why I'm.
Yeah.
This is why I'm so caught up in this.
I'm just gonna go past history. I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay minus 11. They just dominated Atlanta previously, so I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay minus 11. They dominated them. They dominated them. They beat them by 27, I think, in the first week 2, I believe, or week 3 in Tampa. They beat them when they were a similar favorite, maybe Tampa was minus 12 in that game. They beat them by over 20. I don't expect a whole lot to change here. They match up well against Atlanta. I like Tampa Bay here, minus the 11. Tampa Bay does not seem to do very well in weather. It seems to be when they have to play in weather or out in outdoor stadiums or in colder climates, they don't do as well. They looked very good last week against Indy in a colder climate, but an indoor stadium. They looked very good. They typically play better at home, but they typically don't play too much worse in warm climates on the road or dome stadiums on the road. And this is in a dome stadium, also in a warmer climate, but also in a dome stadium in this case. So I like Tampa minus the 11.
Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be a family show this week, folks. I'm going to go Bucks minus 11 here as well. I was really tempted to take the Falcons plus 11 here. That would be the other pick if I didn't pick. That would be the other pick. If I didn't pick the Bucks minus 11, I'd pick the Falcons plus 11.
So the opposite.
Want to talk about disparity there, but
with the confusion there.
With the confusion, this is a with the confusion game of the week for me. Yeah, I'm just going to take Bucks minus 11. I'm going to take the better team, the better quarterback, the better coach team. Antonio Brown is not playing this week. He most likely won't play for the next 2 weeks after that, which puts him in line. He's not playing against a team behind me, which is always a good thing. Yeah, give me the Bucks minus 11.
All right. Next, I'm going to go first here if that's okay. Game day. I know you do the first picks on most of these, but some strong feelings on this one. We got it at the window. So we get at the window. We got to go first here.
Get it at the window. You go first.
Yes, get the window. We got it at the window. New York Giants at Miami Dolphins. The Giants plus 4 minus 110. Miami minus 4 minus 110. The money line on this one, Giants plus 175, Miami minus 210. Total points in this game, 40.5 minus 110 either side. A couple line movements here to go over, folks. This game opened up Miami minus 2.5, minus 115. It has moved up 1.5 and the total went from about 43 or 42.5 or 43, I believe, down to 40.5. This is because Daniel Jones originally was reported he was week to week with a neck strain. Now it's reported he's going to play or try and play. And Mike Glennon, because you need a quarterback on the Giants. A lot of neck with the. You guys will get that reference if you are a Hard Knocks fan, circa the Raiders season a couple years ago with John, the former coach of the Raiders now, John Gruden. So you'll get the Glennon reference if you watch that show. But a lot of neck. We need a quarterback, a lot of neck. So we got that guy. But I don't know if it's because they have a lot of neck or he went to Rutgers. They got Glennon, the New Jersey quarterback in college, playing in the New Jersey professional team, even though they're called the New York team, and that's a whole nother geography lesson we will avoid tonight. So we will digress from that as well. But I love this. I love the line at minus 2.5. I really did. I got it in quickly. When I saw that on Monday, I was kind of shocked. Even with Daniel Jones playing, I was shocked. They were only 2.5 point favorite. Miami is one of the hotter teams in football, folks. They've won, I believe, 4 in a row here. Tua has looked very good. He looked good last week. Their defense absolutely stifled Cam Newton, got him benched. Even without Christian McCaffrey, I know that did help the scenario there that he went out. And again, if you would have listened to my fantasy takes this year, you would know avoid Christian McCaffrey at all costs. The man misses 8 games every year. They should call him half a McCaffrey because he plays half the games, folks. He does not play all the games. He misses half the games every single year. This year being no different. He's shut down for the rest of the year. He's already missed 4 games or 5 games this year already. So he'll miss another 8 games this year. And then he'll do the same thing next year because that's what he does. Just as important as talent, folks, is availability. Availability is the number one
Yes,
asset.
the best ability is availability.
Is availability, yes. I believe Sean McDermott has been quoted as saying that before. The
Yes,
great
he has
Bills
many
coaches.
times.
Yes, as well as trust the process. But I haven't heard that as much.
What's related to the COVID protocols and in particular Star Lotulelei and Spencer Brown, two of the biggest guys in the team.
Who allegedly are unvaccinated, so they had to miss 2 weeks instead of 1.
Allegedly, yes.
Allegedly. That's what he said. But anyway, interesting on the Star Lotulelei point, since you brought him up. You know, he wanted to he sat out the whole year last year because he was so concerned about COVID, and then he allegedly didn't get vaccinated, which is interesting that he would be so concerned that he had to sit out last year. But then there's something to potentially mitigate the COVID scenario, and he chose not to take advantage of it. With the confusion, with the interesting,
we don't know what's going on.
Maybe he has got a political persuasion in a certain direction. Who knows? But we'll try not to go down that path. We don't want to get too political here.
Yes,
After all, this is not CNN, Fox News, or
it's not,
Tucker
folks.
Carlson.
It's LBS, Linebacker Sports.
That's LBS, not Fox News. So anyway, as we digress from another non-topic covered in the pre-production meeting, of course, because that's the most entertaining way to do the show.
We should have like a tally in like the top right corner, top left corner.
How many
non-topic,
non-pre-production meeting topics are referenced to the show? Yes.
Once we get better with the technology, folks, we might be able to figure that
out. Exactly. Once we have a staff, we can afford to hire somebody.
Yes, we have somebody.
So anyway, I told you I love the line at -2.5, even though you had to lay the -115, 15% juice instead of 10%. I don't love it as much, folks, but still like it a lot. Give me Miami -4. I don't care if it's Daniel Jones playing, Mike Glennon playing, or they bring back Phil Simms or Eli Manning. It doesn't really matter who the quarterback is here, folks, for the Giants. Miami's just a way better team. I think Giants getting way too much respect off a performance where I think it was more about the Eagles not playing well than the Giants playing well last week, although you got to give their defense some credit. But the Dolphins are playing on a different level right now, folks. One of the, I'd say, top 4 or 5 hottest teams in all of football. Give me Miami -4. To me, an easy pick.
I agree. Dolphins -4.
Another family play here. Another family play -4. Okay. Begrudgingly, he agrees. Begrudgingly. So, all right. Next game up here. A team that I did take. 2 teams I took against at the window here last week. We took Washington -1 at the window. That came through for us as game day knows. He went against us. He went with Seattle +1 and almost got there with a 2-point conversion with 15 seconds left, but a denial. He threw in a double coverage.
He decided to throw in double coverage to Fred Swain, then wide open DK Metcalf in the back of the end zone. Right.
Well, Fred Swain caught the touchdown, so he tried to reward him with a 2-point conversion. It did not work out. The Fred Swain touchdown, of course, he was all alone, so there was a little bit of the difference there with that scenario. But so we went with that, and then of course we went with at the window. We went the Cowboys -7 on Thanksgiving, even though they haven't covered. I think they've lost against the spread 10 of the last 12 Thanksgivings going into this game. We thought this Thanksgiving might be different. It wasn't. Not only did they not cover the 7, the Raiders went outright in Dallas. A very shocking result. Did knock some folks out of some survivor pools, from what I understand. But anyway, I guess I'll go again first. I kind of started on this game, so if you don't mind here, game day, and then we'll defer.
Oh, sure. Okay. I hope it's the same pick as me.
So Washington +2.5 -110. Las Vegas -2.5 -110. Money line in this game is Washington +120. Vegas -140. Total points is Washington over 49.5, and then Vegas under 49.5. I'll tell you, I've watched this team. They've beaten 2 top quarterbacks the last 3 weeks, and 1 former top quarterback. 1 former MVP who's not a top quarterback anymore for Carolina, that being Brady, Newton, and Russell Wilson in consecutive weeks. And I think they're going to do it again to a former MVP candidate in 2016. Give me Washington. Give me the football team plus 2.5. I'm getting points. Vegas does not play well at home, folks. They play better on the road than they do at home. Usually a strong road contingent traveling to Vegas for the opposing team, willing to spend $550 on nosebleed seats at the new Allegiant Stadium. First year for fans in that stadium. So give me the football team coming off 3 straight victories against top or former top quarterbacks. I expect another one here. I like Washington to cover the spread here, plus 2.5 at Vegas.
Beautiful. I like the Raiders minus 2.5 here. They had impressive showing against the Dallas Cowboys on Thanksgiving Day there. I think the Raiders, this was the turning point for the Raiders here. I think they could go on a little run here. They're at home. If a team out east has to fly west, I want to know a specific record on that. What is the record of teams flying out from the east to the west?
I think it's better for teams flying from east to west than west to east. But
and if you look at Washington's past 3 wins, yes, they've won, but just think about it. Seattle 3-8. Russell Wilson, yes, okay, but terrible this year. Has never been the same since coming back from that finger injury. Carolina against Cam Newton, congratulations. Cam Newton should be a fashion designer somewhere over in Milan. In Tampa Bay, that was an impressive win. But I just don't think – I think the luck has to run out at some point here, and I think this is the Raiders' week. So give me the Raiders minus 2.5.
Okay, here we go. Next game up here, this is probably a who cares game for, as Greg would term it, for most people. Jacksonville Jaguars at the Los Angeles Rams. The Jaguars are plus 13, minus 110. LA Rams minus 13, minus 110 as well. Money line, Jacks are plus 475. Hollywood Rams minus 700. And the total in this game is 48, minus 110 to both sides.
Yeah, this is a who cares game. You're very correct on that. But I think this is a get right game for the Rams. I'm going to lay the wood. I'm going to take the Rams minus the 13 here. They are if you think 3 points to the home team, fine, whatever. That's 10 points. They are more than a 10-point favorite in my eyes to the Jaguars. So yeah, give me the Rams minus 13 here.
I'm going to go a little different. I'm not going to take the Jaguars, but I'll take the total here. I'm going to go over the 48. Over the 48.
Over the 48, okay.
We're going to see a lot of points in this game, mainly from the Rams. I think they'll be in the 30s. So that means I only need about 17 to 20 from the Jaguars, and I think they'll get there. So give me the over the 48.
Very good.
Though I do not like this game. This is one of the games that is tougher for me. I've got another game here where I have some strong feelings, and then we'll let Greg take the last 3 consecutively as the first pick here. So the San Francisco 49ers at the Seattle Seahawks, minus 3.5, plus 100. Seattle plus 3.5, minus 120. Game is in Seattle. The money line is minus 170. On the Niners, on the Santa Clara Niners. Seattle plus 145 for the Seahawks on the money line. Total in this game, 45.5, both to the over and the under, minus 110. Like I said, some strong feelings. I got this game. When I saw this line, I was really shocked originally. This line was minus 2.5, minus 110. And when you can get the Niners, the much superior team, against a team that's been struggling, bumbling, and stumbling, and rumbling down the losing path here, folks, in the Seattle Seahawks. We told you last week, fade the Seahawks, take the football team. Basically, as a -1 or as a pick 'em, depending when you got the line. We feel the same way here, minus 2.5. It's not quite a pick 'em, but we feel pretty good about only having to lay 2.5. We got them at the window for 110. So a larger unit than we usually do at the window. Usually we do 60 to 80 at the window, but this one we felt better about, so we did the Niners minus 2.5, minus 110 for 110 to win 100 at the window. We'll post that ticket for posterity reasons on the Twitter account, so you guys can check that out over there. So we will post that before the game so you can see evidence of that claim. But I still feel even better. I mean, I think the Niners are closer to a 6 or 7 point favorite, folks. This line is way off. The Seahawks are awful. Their defense, although did play well against to their credit, did play well against the football team. I think that was the last stand, folks. I think they've pretty much given up. They're 3-8 now. Their chances of making the postseason are pretty much, I would say, less than 5%, pretty much close to nil. They'd have to win out and probably get some luck on their side here. I just don't see it happening. And the Niners have been on fire, folks. They blew out the Rams a couple weeks ago. Then everyone was saying, oh, well, they've got to go cross country to Jacksonville, and and there was 6.5 point favorite was picking Jacksonville plus the 6.5 from the letdown game. That didn't happen. Okay. And then they absolutely destroyed Minnesota. It was close, but then they ended up winning, I believe, by 8 in the end. Didn't quite destroy them, but they were firmly in control of that game throughout. I believe they were behind 14-0, as a matter of fact, and they came all the way back and won that game by 8. So against a much better team than the Seahawks are, and they're laying the same amount of points on the road against the Seahawks as they did at home against the Vikings. To me, it's an easy pick here. Much better team in the Vikings. I know they're on the road, but that shouldn't make too much of a difference here. It's not the same home field advantage of the 12th man as it was in years past this year for the Seahawks. I believe they lost three games already at home, if I'm not mistaken. So give me the Niners here, minus the 3.5. Feel fairly confident in that. So the Niners, San Francisco, minus 3.5 plus 100. Feel pretty good. Really like the fact that should be a 6-point underdog, and you don't have to lay 6, and you're getting plus money on top of it. Give me the Niners, minus 3.5.
Yeah. No, those are all very good points. One note here, folks, Deebo Samuel is doubtful.
Fred Warner also will be out, folks. Yes, that's true.
Fred Warner will also be out.
That's a good point. Good point on the injury.
I'm almost at the point where I don't want to pick the same, so I might just do something different, even though I don't agree with it. But I'm not going to do that, folks. That would be a disservice to you. Family play here. I've been riding pretty hot in the NFL lately. We're going 49ers minus 3.5 for all the same reasons Ben said. This should be a 6-7 point line, exactly like I said. Perfect analysis. Give me the 49ers minus 3.5.
All right, very good. Next game up here. Oh, I got to go. I'm sorry. I thought we didn't, but we got another one at the window here, Greg. So we're going to have to go first again. Man, this is a week of Benny Buckets going first because of the window. The window making the difference here. Got another window.
As long as I get the Bills game, we're okay.
You will. I did not. That was not a window game for me. And even if it was,
a window game, it'd still be me.
We still defer to the to game day, Greg, on the Bills. So.
Oh, hold on. Can I pick what you got at the window before you actually say it?
Yeah. What do you think?
I think it's gonna be.
Well, let me get the line first. Let me get the line. Wait. Let me get the numbers here first. And then you can
Ravens Steelers game. I feel like is gonna be.
Wait one second. Don't say. Yes, it's a window game. But let me get the lines first so the people know what we're talking about because they have no context right now. Let's give the line.
No context.
With a false start, 5-yard penalty on game day, Greg. With the 5 yards. Illegal procedure.
I twitched. It's okay.
Little twitch. But. So we've got the Baltimore Ravens minus 4.5, minus 110 at the Steelers plus 4.5, minus 110. Money line is Baltimore minus 210, Pittsburgh plus 175. Total points in this game, 44 points, even minus 110 to the over and the under. What did I pick?
You picked the Ravens. You probably got it at 3, and it's up at 4.5 now.
No, sir. I did not take a side in this game. I took the total. I went under the 40. Ooh. I got it actually. I wish I would have waited. I got it at 43.5 on Monday, folks. I liked it then. I like it even more. I'm getting another half point. I'm getting the hook here. I didn't get it with the hook, but I'm getting with the hook. Give me the under 44, folks. Couple reasons why. Pittsburgh was not able to move the ball on a suspect Bengals defense. Baltimore, if you watch the Sunday night game, played outstanding. Part of it was that they played outstanding. Part of it was that Baltimore and we've been telling you for the whole season here, Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns, overrated, folks. Overrated, does not deserve a franchise quarterback contract. May get one because they may not have any other options. And you take your first round pick as a quarterback and he doesn't work out, sets your franchise back 5 years. Well, it's that much worse when it's the number 1 overall pick and you passed on guys like I don't know, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. That makes it a little salt in the wound, there for
Right.
the Cleveland franchise, which has not had a good quarterback ever. So this is in keeping with that. The 2 number 1 picks they have had overall, the new incarnation of the Cleveland Browns, I should say, 2 overall picks they've had taking quarterbacks, Tim Couch and Baker Mayfield. And the more and more I see Baker Mayfield, the more and more he reminds me of Tim Couch, folks. Not good. So maybe he should go back to Oklahoma. Maybe Lincoln Riley's not there. Maybe he should go back there. Maybe win another Heisman Trophy in college. He's got a better shot at that than winning anything in the pros, folks.
There you go.
Yeah. So we'll digress there with the Oklahoma. We've also told you in the past, Oklahoma quarterbacks in the pros typically don't work out. The exception is being, of course, Kyler Murray seems to have worked out pretty well if he can stay healthy. So, but anyway, getting back on point here, like the under. Baltimore played very well last week. Shut down. Completely neutralized Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, who just came off the IR in the running game. They were not able to do anything in the passing game, pretty much whatsoever. Was Cleveland and Pittsburgh couldn't put up any points. And I expect Pittsburgh. These are always tough hitting, hard hitting, bruising games here for the Ravens and Pittsburgh rivalry game. Old school football, a lot of running. I think we're going to see a lot of running in this game, not a lot of throwing of the football, which means time ticks off the clock. Give me the under here, 44 points.
Yeah, I like that pick, but I'm going to go something a little different. I'm going to go Ravens -4.5 here against the Steelers for a couple of different reasons. One, I think Big Ben is 3 years, 3 to 5 years past his prime. And he should just honestly walk away, folks. He's questionable. He's got a shoulder, a pec injury. It seems to be a different body part. The song Head, Shoulders, Knees and Toes certainly applies to Big Ben with his injury status week to week. The Ravens have a very good run defense. And with that being said, the Steelers have an abysmal run defense. And you have Lamar Jackson as a quarterback for the Ravens. And I just think the Ravens win by at least a touchdown here. So, yeah, give me Ravens -4.5.
All right. Next game, Sunday night game, folks, a flex game. This flexed in place of the 49ers Seahawks game. The Denver Broncos +9.5, -110. At the Kansas City Chiefs -9.5, -110. Money line is +350. Kansas City -450 on the money line. Denver was +350 on the money line. Total points in this game, 47 -110 to both sides.
Yeah, I like the over in this game, over the 47. Denver showed me a little bit last week. Not going to lie. I still don't like them. I'm still never going to bet them. 9.5 is a good amount of points, but it's KC at home, Sunday Night Football. Mahomes is their quarterback. I still think the Chiefs are going to put up a lot of points in this game, albeit the Denver Broncos do have a good defense. But I don't think that's going to really matter in this game particularly. So yeah, give me the over the 47 in this game.
Yep. Excellent. I am going to go, I'm not going to pick the total here, folks. I'm going to go with Kansas City -9.5. Just Denver's too inconsistent. 1 week good, 1 week they don't show up. The Kansas City defense has forced, I don't know, a little stat for you guys, the most turnovers in the last 4 weeks of any defense in the NFL over the last month. And they're playing much better than they did in the regular season, as is the offense. It's starting to click. I just think Sunday night game, I think the Chiefs off a bye, Andy Reid off a bye, 18-3, folks, 18-3 outright off the bye. I just see a big showing here by Kansas City. And Denver coming off a big win against the Chargers. Not saying they're going to let down, not be up for the game because it is a national televised game and against probably their biggest or one of their 2 biggest rivals, either them or the Broncos or either them or the Raiders. It's the Broncos' biggest rival. But I do like Kansas City quite a bit here, minus the 9.5. So give me Kansas City -9.5. I think they'll win by at least 14 here, folks. I think 2 scores is going to be 2 touchdowns will be the margin of victory by Kansas City at a minimum. So I like Kansas City here -9.5. And then the final game of the week, probably the most important game of the week, the biggest game of the week. It's a Monday night game, folks. It's not a Sunday night game, a Monday night game. Usually Monday night does not get as good of a schedule here. Usually the Sunday night game is the game of the week, or many times if there is a game of the week, it's oftentimes on Sunday. This time it's on Monday, folks. It's going to be at Orchard Park, New York, at the Highmark Stadium, the newly named Highmark Stadium, with previous incarnations of names of Ralph Wilson Stadium, New Era Field, Rich Stadium, all kinds of interesting names, kind of like the Footprint Center, America West Arena, and Talking Stick Resort Arena, and in Phoenix there with the Suns.
This is quite the introduction to the biggest game in Bills.
Absolutely.
Oh.
We got to give you the introduction here, folks.
We're talking about the freaking Footprint Center here, folks. This is. I'm just going to take over from here on. All right, folks.
PHX Arena. Well, I got to give you the line here. We got to give you the line.
Give us the line.
We'll speed along here. You try to get it in my
Talking Stick Arena, whatever. Oh gosh, Talking Stick.
It's a casino out here in Arizona, folks.
Witching hour, folks.
Witching hour. New England plus 2.5, plus 105. Buffalo minus 2.5, minus 125. New England plus 130 in the money line. Buffalo minus 150. Total points in the game: 43.5, minus 110 in the over. 43.5, minus 110 in the under. Quick note on the line movement before we give it over to game day here. This line opened up Bills minus 3, New England plus 3, and New England was plus 100, folks. Plus 1 or minus 105, getting the plus 3, and that's moved all the way from minus 105 plus 3 to plus 2.5 plus 105. So this line has moved a half point here, and it went from shading to the Bills minus 3. Now it's shading to the Pats, getting the Pats plus 2.5. So interesting. We'll hand it over to game day for his hometown Bills.
Folks, this game is the biggest. I wish I was there. This is the biggest game in the past 15 years the Bills have had in the regular season. Against an 8-4 New England Patriots team on Monday Night Football. We have the Patriots and the Bills. This is bigger than any game I could think of. This is bigger than the stadium's going to be rocking. Stadium's going to be rocking bigger than Sam Adams taking that touchdown back to the house, that 335-pounder rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. This is going to be the biggest game of the year. That stadium is going to be rocking. Benny Bucket's actually going to be in Buffalo for this, and he's not going. So comment down in the comment section how terrible a mistake that is. He's worried about the cold, folks. He doesn't go to games past November 1st. We all know that.
Probably half the fans there will be Pats fans, just so you know. But
no, it is going to be 90% Bills fans. It is going to be 10% Pats fans. This is the Bills' time to show the world why we are the AFC East champions, why we will be the AFC champions, and why we will be the Super Bowl champions. 2.5 is disrespectful here. If you're giving 3 points to the home team, Patriots are favored by half a point. That is complete disrespect with Mac Jones, a rookie quarterback. Albeit he is a great rookie quarterback, but he is nothing compared to Josh Allen in this Bills defense. Albeit, again, Tre'Davious White out for the year. Terrible story with the torn ACL. It doesn't matter, folks. This is going to – my blood is boiling right now. I'm shaking just talking about this. I am so excited. I am going to get I'm going to have maintenance come up and a noise complaint at 11 o'clock at night. This is the game of the year for me. Bills minus 2.5. Bills by $1 billion.
Very convincing, I must say. But this one, folks, is not going to be a family play. We're on opposite sides of this. Give me New England plus 2.5. And I'll tell you why. I like the plus money here. I would even I'll be honest, throw a little sprinkle on the New England money line here, folks. Plus
folks, he is nuts.
And here's the reason.
Don't listen to him. Don't listen to this next minute and a half. This is bonkers. He's going to Buffalo and he's picking the Patriots.
I got to give my
honest jump out of the plane before you get there. That is
I got to give my honest pick here, folks. I can't be biased. You know, game day picks the Bills every week. He's biased. He doesn't give you the truth.
What's my record with the Bills?
I don't
What's
know.
my
Whatever the
record
Bills
total?
against the spread are, that's what you are, because it's the only thing you pick is the Bills. So I don't know. Whatever the Bills record is against the spread,
I think I
that's the
maybe
record.
picked an over. Maybe I picked an over one of the games.
Perhaps one, but almost every week he picks the Bills, and not the he's never picked the opposing team that much.
This is a rookie quarterback coming into Orchard Park. He's never come to Orchard Park before.
Yeah,
he's so used to Alabama. Oh, everything's perfect.
Well, you know, he played New England. Okay, not exactly perfect weather in New England. Okay, let's understand that. But the reason I'm taking the Pats here, folks, is a couple reasons. They're playing much better football. The Pats are the hottest team in the NFL. I mean,
I can't even look at you. I can't even listen to this.
It's undisputed. They are the hottest team in football right now. Defense has leads the league in second league in turnovers. Excuse me, to the Bills, as a matter of fact. That helps. Just playing a much better brand of football. Bills have been very inconsistent in the last 5 to 6 games. They've lost to teams like Jacksonville outright, which is inexcusable, but that's another question for another day. So I don't know. I just like the Pats here. I'm getting money.
Yeah, New England's lost to Miami and the Saints, so we're not much better there.
Well, yeah. Well, that was at the beginning of the year. Okay, you're talking about something that happened 9 weeks ago. I was talking about something that happened 4 weeks ago. So the Bills, like I said, the Pats in the last 5 to 6 weeks have played very good football. They're the hottest team, as I said. It's not disputed. You can't dispute it. Hottest team in the NFL the last 4 to 6 weeks. I love the Pats here. Well, I don't love the Pats here, but I like the Pats here, and I love getting plus money and plus points. So give me the Pats plus 2.5. Not that we talk about the juice or if you're getting plus money, but I love the fact I'm getting plus 105 here. Give me the Pats plus 2.5, and also sprinkle. We'll sprinkle. I hope I'm wrong. I really do. I hope I'm wrong.
I am calling you when the Bills are up by 30.
Sprinkle on the Pats plus 130. If you're gonna play this, I probably do the sprinkle. So that's it.
Then make it your upset special.
I'm not going to do that.
Why don't you just go down swinging?
I'm not because I have a better upset special than that this week, I believe. So I'm not going to do that. But that is my pick. Those are our picks for the week. So we'll run down real quick.
That's crap. I'm so upset. Folks, I don't even know if this show can go on. This might be the last show of Linebreaker Sports. We have a Twitter account for 7 hours. This is crap. I'm fuming.
There's some redness in the face there, folks.
I would not have.
He looks redder than Brian Kelly after his 7th shot of Jameson there on the Irish sideline.
Speaking of Brian Kelly, there is a video that leaked that he gave that 3.5 minute speech to his players at Notre Dame, made them get up at 7 a.m. for a 7:30 meeting, and he basically said, "See ya, nice knowing you. Good luck and see ya." Is basically what the
excellent.
Yeah, but
going out with class as always, Brian Kelly.
Going out with class, yes. Going to LSU.
Here are the picks here. Here are the picks here for your week number 13, and then we'll get to our best bets and then our upset special. But the
make him your best bet too while you're at it. Make him your best bet.
Game day, Greg. Dallas on the road at New Orleans -4.5. Arizona, Chicago under 45.5 points. Minnesota -7 at Detroit. Philadelphia -6.5 at the Jets. The LA Chargers over 50.5. LA Chargers, Cincinnati over 50.5 points. Indianapolis at Houston over 45.5. Tampa Bay at Atlanta -11. Miami at the New York Giants at Miami -4. Washington football team at Las Vegas -2.5. LA Rams at home -13 over Jacksonville. San Francisco -3.5 at Seattle. Baltimore -4.5 at Pittsburgh. Denver, Kansas City over 47 points, and Buffalo at home -2.5 over the New England Patriots.
By $1 billion, not 2.5 billion.
Okay, by $1 billion. He says $1 billion. We'll see if he gets there. Dallas, my picks here for this week. Dallas at New Orleans, under 47.5 points. Arizona at Chicago, under 45.5 points. Minnesota -7 at Detroit. Philadelphia -6.5 at the Jets. Cincinnati and Los Angeles Chargers at Cincinnati Bengals over 50.5 points. Indianapolis at Houston -9 points. Tampa Bay -11 Atlanta. New York Giants at Miami -4. Washington football team plus 2.5 at Las Vegas. Jacksonville at the LA Rams at SoFi over 48 points. San Francisco minus 3.5 at Seattle. Pittsburgh at Baltimore at Pittsburgh rather under 44 points. Kansas City minus 9.5 against at home against Denver. And then I guess the most controversial pick in the history of Linebreaker Sports, according to Game Day Greg and his flush face, New England plus 2.5. Getting plus money for that plus 2.5, by the way.
Make him your upset special. Make him your best bet. Make him everything.
All right. So moving right along here, because we'll go to the best bets. We'll alternate our best bets here as we always do on the NFL show. I'll go first here. I'm not going to go with New England because I'm not very confident pick, but I have to call them like I see them, folks. Can't be biased. No bias here. No bias. Unlike Greg, when he says no bias, there is bias. For me, as you can see here, truly there is no bias. So I am going to go with my first best bet of the week. I am going to go with the Miami Dolphins -4 at home against the New York Giants.
Bills -2.5 against the Patriots.
Wow, shocking. My next best bet: San Francisco -3.5 at Seattle Seahawks.
Bills -2.5 against Patriots. I'm kidding. Folks, I don't know why I got so heated. My gosh, that grinded my gears. My next best bet is going to be Vikings -7 against the Lions.
Okay. -7. My final best bet. I guess I got to give it to you because if you go to the window and you bet it, you got to give it as a best bet, don't you? All right. I'm going to go with Pittsburgh under the 44. Pittsburgh, Baltimore under 44 points.
Under the 44, it says. Okay. My last best bet's going to be the Cowboys -4.5 against the Saints on Thursday Night Football.
Dallas -4.5. Okay. So for the best bets here, I'll go first on my best bets. I got Miami -4 at home against the Giants. San Francisco or Santa Clara 49ers -3.5. It's at the Seahawks. And then the Baltimore-Pittsburgh game under 44. Game Day Greg's got the Buffalo Bills at home hosting the New England Patriots. Buffalo -2.5. Minnesota -7 on the road at Detroit. Dallas -4.5 at the Superdome against the Saints. And then finally, for our favorite pick of the week, I'll go first because there's some anticipation here. Will I go with New England? Will I not go with New England on the upset special? So my favorite pick, the most important pick of the week, is the upset special! So this week for the upset special, I am going to go with I'm going to pick against the Raiders here. Give me the football team. They're 2.5-point underdogs. I believe they will win outright. I love this is definitely my favorite. I only picked 2 underdogs this week. One of them was New England. One of them was the football team. Give me Washington. Give me the Ron Rivera led, the Riverboat Ron led, the Riverboat Rons, folks. They don't have an actual nickname, so we'll call them the Riverboat Rons. The Washington Riverboats. Maybe that's what they should change their nickname to. The Washington.
There you go. That's like that. You should mention that. That's
on the Potomac. One. Yes, we should copyright that. And then
Washington Riverboats.
Washington Riverboats, because there's right on the Potomac there. There actually is a river.
That is a fantastic name.
I like that.
Folks.
I don't think anyone's thought of that, but
I don't think anyone's thought of that either.
No, it would be a good one though. But the Washington Riverboats. Give me the Washington Riverboats. That's what I'm going to call them from now on, by the way. The Washington. Forget about the football team. The Washington.
That's how we'll refer to them as on the show. The Riverboats.
And now Greg is less grinded with his gears now.
My gears have gone down.
He's relaxed a little bit. His gears are not grinding anymore. And
we don't have enough with the redness in the face.
Yes, with the redness is gone. He does not look Irish anymore, folks.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick.
So let me get the Washington Riverboats. Give me Washington. So the Washington football team, aka the Washington Riverboats.
Folks have to look around at this point. We are late in recording here. We have to make sure the neighbors don't wake up to that alarm. That soothing alarm clock. Yeah, I did not pick one underdog this week. I went all with the favorites
Which
here.
means he has to pick a team that he bet a total on. So he's got to pick
Yes.
a
So I am going to go with the Chargers over the Bengals as my
Chargers over the
upset
Bengals.
special. I am 3-1 in the upset specials this year. We're going to see if the Chargers have a bounce back week this week. The Bengals rode high last week, and when you're riding from a high, there's usually a low, or at least coming back down to earth. And I think that could be this week. That's why I didn't pick the Bengals minus the 3. So yeah, give me the Chargers here as my upset special.
There you go. Not going to yell it, of course, but that's
Not going to yell it. All right, folks, that is going to do it for us this week. That was a fantastic show. I mean, we covered all the bases. We got a little heated there. We went on a couple tangents. Yeah, we had a little bit of everything like it always does every week. And we've also come up with a new team name for a team, and we will be copyrighting that. But yeah, no, I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend of viewing football. You had your college football championship week. You have the NFL games. You got that Monday night game that really doesn't mean much. It won't be glued to the TV, but yeah, no, I'm Game Day Greg alongside Benny Bucket. So long, folks.
see ya.